Welcome back to the Kuriboh Championship Cup. This is week 7. This week we are going up against the Florida Marincess, who are 5-1, differential of 22, as we are 4-2, differential 11. If we can win this, could be really good for playoff standings. And yeah, let us get into the matchup. As you can see on my side, I did make some changes. I got rid of the Max Lords, S-Force, Deston. Got rid of Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Picked up Gravekeepers, Amorphage, Metaphys, and Soul Drain. That's because looking into further matchups, they heavily rely on the graveyard and banishing stuff, as well as most of the top standing teams. So if I do make it into playoffs, these cards, the cards that I picked up, really good against anti-graveyard. And yeah, my opponent this week, John Paul, has Dino Package, so Miscellaneous Storius, the Oviraptor guy, that kind of stuff. Phantom Knights, World Chalice, Burning Abyss, Orcust, Guard Dragons, Scraps, and Voltal, those cards. And Staples, Borlord, Savage Dragon, Ready Fusion, and Emergency Teleport. So like I said, coming matchups heavily rely on graveyard / banishing stuff from graveyard. So looking into this matchup, I prepped with thoughts of Gravekeepers, but I felt like Gravekeepers into this matchup was too slow. So I am not actually bringing it this week. But there is a Gravekeeper spell card called Gravekeeper's Inscription, which basically can negate cards and effects in graveyard, which I will be running. Of course, I will be bringing Soul Drain. And as for decks, thoughts with Amorphage, if I can go first and get the banished cards to graveyard effect going, that is basically a instant win right there. As well as possibly being Crusadia or Scareclaw or Marincess as follow-up depending on what he brings. So into the first matchup. It is not capturing. Why is not capturing? Up. I am going to be bringing Morphage, like I said, really good into his decks. He does bring Dinos. I do lose Rock, Paper, Scissors, which is really unfortunate because this would be really good. Well, not really, because I do not have the negate graveyard effect. Maybe I could draw it with the Income of Fright. But it will be able to stop spells, which would have been really good into this hand. But yeah, am running Skullmeister because he does like to bring a lot of graveyard effects. He leads off with Fossil Dig and Ground Xeno. If I did win Rock, Paper, Scissors, totally would have run with just neither player can activate spell cards or their effects, except for reverse cards. To negate the Baby Ceres, but he also has Archosaurus. The Sure Egg token really gonna screw me over though. As he does get the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Here I did not realize that he can use Lost World for protection with the token as well. I thought it was only his normal monsters that had protection, but unfortunately, since he can just stop me from getting rid of this token, I cannot evenly match. But if I did sack it for the Uncommon Flight, He probably would have just booked it with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which is really unfortunate that I did not win the rock, paper, scissors. Going into game 2 of this set, I do open up the Graveyard Banish instead, as well as a Skullmeister for Graveyard Effect, as well as if he were to get rid of my monsters, I can just search. Here he tries to do his Miscellaneousaurus Soul Eating Oviraptor play, but I will Skullmeister his Miscellaneous Saurus, and he just scoops because he can't get another monster on board. And with the following turn, I can just set up the Graveyard Banish again. So that is game 2. Really quick, nice and easy, especially with the draw I would have gone off of Santa Claus. And yeah, going into game 3, I do side in some going second cards. We'll only see Dogoran. He does Prohibition. Calling Skullmeister, but I did side out Skullmeister, thinking that something like this would happen. But unfortunately, I will not see my blowout cards go in second that I sided in, as he just combos off with dinos and scraps. Very strong, as well as the fact that he has deck Devastation Virus, and basically a lot of them Morphage have no attack, which I really thought we banned all the virus cards, but I guess we only banned one of them, as he will activate that, and I only have Dogoran in hand. I cannot win, so I scoop, which means I lose this first set. Very unfortunate. But hey, what can you do about rock, paper, scissors? And deck Devastation Virus. Going into set 2 of this week, I am bringing Crusadia. I do open up 3 Rescue Cats, which is really unfortunate. Kind of was thrown off by this. Was not used to only using Rescue Cats basically as or having no continuation except Parallel Exceed in hand. So I do kind of mess this up. I do use Rescue Cat to get the Leonis and Balloon. Do get like card to get the field spell, as well as Starfrost, using Starfrost to top Lightheart. Here I should have used the Crusadia monster to make the Link 1, and then special summoned Lightheart from Grave 2 there, so that I could get more pieces, as well as more interruption. But I felt like I could just build up this strong board anyways, with Clash and Crawler. Probably would have been better since I would have had 2 pieces, and I could have stopped him from comboing off this hard by getting rid of Ib, as well as getting rid of the Rusty Bardish. Here I should have negated that spell. I thought he had more monsters, Burning Abyss monsters. Was not expecting the Psychic, the Tracker, or Wheeler. If he did not have that 3, he probably couldn't have extended as far and gotten rid of my boss monster. But lesson learned. Yeah. And if I had made the common sense of doing that Crusadia line for interruption, we probably couldn't have established such a strong board. And he basically pops my entire board, which is kind of ridiculous that you can just do this. And he makes Arc Rebellion. which is a really strong card. And he gets rid of my field spell and basically just gets rid of my entire board, which is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Here, 12 crown, but I do have the same plate. He's a Magistus. He does Fog Blade that. I know he has 2 Fog Blades. Make the Phoenix to pop the second one for the negate, and then I can Session to get Scareclaw into Regulus into Avermax. Here, I should have attacked into Arc Rebellion, but I misread it about negating effects. I thought that was just continuous. And yeah, here, lose the game because of it. And yeah, that is the game 1 of set 2. Misplays on my part. Going into game 2 of the set, I do side in the Soul Drain, as well as some Soul Meisters, getting rid of the Scareclaw stuff, trying to be more of a stun player, but I do not open much play here. Soul Drain to stop the effects, get rid of his Brigadier, and hope that he does not have a way of out in Soul Drain, but he does with Nightmare Phoenix, and he has all these cards in grave, which is really tough, as he can just get rid of the Fog Blade for my Tryhard, but I do get Cosmic Cyclone and go for the attack. It's kind of hoping for more extenders, unfortunately not, as he can just activate all his graveyard effects now. Kind of wish I had another Soul Drain. Not sure if he had more Nightmare Phoenixes. Let's see. Yeah, he only had the one Nightmare Phoenix. So if I did get another Soul Drain, it's probably game from there, even if he gets rid of my Tryhard. And yeah, he just goes full combo and has enough on board to end me. So that is set 2 in my loss, which means I lose the week, which is very unfortunate. Kind of on a losing streak now. But hey, what are you going to do? We can just pull through the next couple of weeks and still be playoffs. Good thing we built up that comfy lead. Going into set 3, I am bringing the Scareclaw Crusadia. Mainly just Scareclaw. This time I do open 3 Skullmeisters. Very unfortunately that I'm opening up 3 of. He does bring Orcus. Here I do get the Scareclaw going, but he does have Mourner for the Lightheart, so I can only just play my Soul Drain and Twin Soul, using Soul Drain as well as Twin Soul to get rid of Lightheart to pop his 2 monsters, since he can't really do anything without it. Here I just summon Meister to start getting damage in and set the Splash. Unfortunately, he does top the Gear Suit, which is the only way that he can start actually popping or outing my board, since he does have the Nightmare Phoenix. Only way he could have made Nightmare Phoenix that way and get rid of Soul Drain, which is absolutely stopping him. Here, he pops my back roll, which is perfectly fine by me, and close up my board. And yeah, with just 1 Verona into Lightheart, he just negates that since he has the link. And yeah, that is game. Which means I took a devastating loss this week, but this is not the end of the road. We are still sitting pretty in 5th place. A lot of teams 4-3, or just me and another person 4-3, 5-1, 6-1, 4-2, 7-0. 2 people in the top have not played yet. I'm pretty sure it's against each other, so maybe there will be another 4-3. There's a couple 3-4s. And yeah, so we are still in contention for playoffs, which is very nice. And I feel like even though a couple of my last matchups are against the top press, with the changes in my draft, we will have an easy time. So catch you next week as we go up against Paco, coach of the Charleston Batterymen. So catch you then. Bye bye.